Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to another installment of Card College, the series. In today's video, we'll be looking at card controls and things you can do with the card control, so let's get into it. So let's start simple with an overhand shuffle control. Alright, so the spectator can choose any card, maybe that one right there, the 7 of clubs. Alright, so they can put it back anywhere, maybe right around here is fine. Alright, so we can then give it some more shuffles like this just to lose the card up, and then we can even give it a few cuts like this. And this control is designed to control a card to a certain number from the top, in this case 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We have the 7 of clubs. And I know what you're thinking, as a magician, this is way too simple, and yeah, it's simple for a reason. It's easy to do, and it's very effective, alright? So think about it from a person who's never seen, somebody handle cards before, all day. All they see is they picked a card, and then they put it back and you shuffle the deck. So how could you control a card to a certain number? It just seems impossible. So don't ever overlook the simple things, because the simple things like this overhand shuffle control are the best things to use, and that's why I want to go over all these things in Card College, because people just skim over the easy stuff, but man, the easy stuff is the best. And I'm out here just trying to teach you the best stuff I can, so this is why we're doing this. Anyway, so we're going to have a card chosen, and we'll choose the 2 of spades, my lucky card. Alright, so what we're going to do is begin an overhand shuffle like this, and we're going to have them say stop as we're doing this, alright? So we want to aim for around the middle of the deck. Alright, so they say stop right here, and then they put their card back on top of this lower portion here, so they do that. They just drop it on top. Now what you want to do is run 3 cards on top of that card. So you do 1, 2, 3, and then on the 4th one, you in-jog it on the back packet like this, and then you just shuffle off normally. So now you have an in-jog sticking out the back of the deck. So from here, you can just continue the shuffle, as per the shuffles we taught on the last installment. Or you can just simply cut the deck, alright? And that's my preferred method. So just all you do here is take your thumb, you contact the deck in biddle grip like this, take your thumb, lift up at the in-jog like this to get a break on top of the lower packet with your pinky. Alright, so now what you do is you just lift about half the cards that are above the break and cut them to the table. Then you lift at the break like this, boom, and then you cut the rest to the table. And now your selection will be 1, 2, 3, 4 from top. So this technique can be used to control it to any small number from the top, but I wouldn't go past 10 because then you're just running cards like this 1, 2, 3. Then you have to count, and it seems kind of awkward. So let's say we want to control it maybe 6 from top. All right. So let's see, our card is the 10 of clubs, and we want a 6 from top. So you always want to do the in-jog on the number itself, so in this case 6, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on 6 that'll be your in-jog. All right, so you in-jog that card and then shuffle off. You have your in-jog there, get your break by lifting up, do your cuts, and now that 10 of clubs will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from top. You can, however, use this to control a card directly to the top if you wanted to. I mean, why couldn't you, right? So again, let's say our card is the 10 of hearts, and we want to control it on top. So all you do now is you just in-jog one card on top of it like this, just like that, and then you just shuffle off normally. But you want to make sure they don't see that, all right? Because they might see one card. It's like you're obviously marking a spot by doing that if they see it. So a good way to avoid that, to keep them from seeing it, is just by tilting up slightly, alright? So if we're here, they can see it, right? They can see that in-jog. But if we just tilt up slightly, just tilt our hands towards ourselves like this, they can't see that in-jog happening, alright? But I am doing it, but they can't see it because of that tilting action, alright? So just keep everything tilted, and they will be able to see your in-jogs, alright? So again, to get it to the top, just follow those same instructions with getting your in-jog and cutting to the table. Alright, so this control is probably my favorite out of the whole control chapter. So it's so good, and I can't wait to show you guys. Alright, so watch. A card is chosen. Let's just say we have this one here, and it gets cut back into the deck, maybe right around here. So all we know is that the card is somewhere... dang it, hold on. This is not your card, right? And, oh my god, hold on. Whoops. Alright, so from here, we just give it a shuffle. Don't worry about that. We give it a shuffle, and all we do is we put the pack on the table, snap our fingers, and get the card we want on top of the deck every time. Alright, so this is called the whoops control, and that little mistake was actually intended. I don't know if you caught on to that or not, but it's called the whoops control by U.F. Grant. And so what happens is you have a card already set face up on the bottom of the deck, and that's your only setup. So what you're going to do is have somebody pick a card, and you say, look, all the cards are face down. You don't want to say that, guys, alright? So they already know that. You don't have to say it. And just by spreading the deck like this and having them pick one, they can see that all the cards are face down. There's no face-up cards in the pack, and they can clearly see that, alright? So you're just telegraphing instead of saying it. And I can't stress this enough, alright? So never state the obvious, alright? So when you do state the obvious, you're telling them that there is a face-up card in the deck, alright? So if you spread the deck like this and say, look, there is no face-up card, you might as well just tell them that there is a face-up card. Alright, a rant over, here we go with the control. Alright, so all you do is spread the deck, have them choose one. Now all you do is cut the deck and have them put it on top of the lower packet, thus just putting that face-up card directly above their chosen card. So our chosen card is the 8 of diamonds. We slap that back on top, putting the reverse card directly on top of their selection. Now what happens next is you spread the deck, saying, look, all I know about your card is somewhere in the middle, and then you're going to see that face-up card, and you want to act surprised, like you want to act like you didn't know it was there. Obviously you did know it was there, but you want to legitimately act like you didn't know it was there. And you might want to, like, you know, act a little shocked and maybe drop a card or two. Be like, all we know about your card is that this. Oh, hold on a second. That's not your card, is it? No. Okay, let's look. All we do, we shuffle the deck, and then anytime you want to, you just snap your fingers and your card is on top of the deck. So all you're doing is when you get to it, you're just cutting all the cards, including that face-up card, to the top. And then you're just discarding the face-up card to the middle, which brings their chosen card, in this case the 8 of diamonds, to the top. Alright, so that's the control. Again, it's called the whoops control because there's a face-up card in the middle of the deck. Let me fix it, and then I'll proceed with the trick. Alright, so if you want to control it to a certain number from top, it's easy. All you do is you just take the face-up card to the bottom. So we want to control it third from top, so that's 1, 2, 3. Just put 3 regular face-down cards under the face-up card, and then do everything normal. So we'll have the Queen of Hearts chosen. Do the whoops control. All right, so the reversed card goes on top of that. Spread the deck. All I know about your card is that somewhere, oops, there's a face-up card. That's not your card, is it? They say no. So now, because those 3 face-down cards, their card will be 4 from top. So this next one is a very simple control, just your standard, run-of-the-mill everyday card control that you might need to use on the fly. So let's say we have an Ace of Spades chosen, and then we just put it back in the middle, and then give it some cuts like this, and then the Ace of Spades is right back on top. So this is just your diagonal push in order to get a break above the chosen card, alright? So what you do after that is up to you, and I'll get into what I did here in a minute, but for now, let's just talk about the diagonal push in itself, alright? So the Ace of Spades, now what you want to do is ruffle down the deck like this and just insert the card in. Now you want to make it look like you just push the card in. What actually happens is that you push it in diagonally in order to get a break above the card. Alright, so what you want to do is begin to push the card in, alright? So you want to have all your fingers, at least, 2, 3, and 4 on the card like this, alright? So you're pushing that in, and your index is curled on top, alright? So you're like this, you're pushing the card in. Now with your second finger, you're just going to, at the last moment, when it's about right here, you're going to push that corner in that's closest to your thumb there, diagonal, alright? So you just push that in like this, and what's going to happen automatically is that card is going to jut out to the side like this. It's going to automatically touch your pinky. So this is the move fully exposed, alright? So you're pushing in like this, you contact that corner, which brings that card out the side. That way you can get your pinky right there on top, push down, get a break in there like that. But from the front, obviously, that's completely invisible, alright? So you have the Ace of Spades, you just push the card in like this, square it up, and then just by that, you have your break above it because of the diagonal push-in. So what's going to happen is that you take the card and you do the push-in like normal to get a break above it, alright? So what's going to happen now is you lift all the cards, well, you lift half the cards above the break like this, so not at the break, but you lift half the cards that are above the break like this, alright? So you take about a quarter of the deck like this. Now what's going to happen is you want to pull down that pinky to get a wider break right there, right? So you already have a break, but you want to pull down more. That way you can take the packet you just cut off and put it into the break, all right? So as soon as you do that, that goes in there, and these can go flush. As soon as you do that, just bring these to the top in the same swift action, and then the card is on top. It's really fun to do, and it happens so quick, and it looks just so fluid that fluid? What is that word? Fluent or fluid? That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry. Yeah, that it looks like you can't possibly control any cards. It just looks like that, and look how quick that is. Run through that one more time, so you have the card. Do the diagonal push in to get a break above it. All right. So you lift half the cards above the break like this. All right, pull it down on the break. That way you can just jam these cards in there. Those go on top, and then just put the rest back on top in that same action, and you have the card. It's a little bit of a different take on the double undercut that you might enjoy. So I forget where I learned it. Some old book that I used to have that I don't have anymore. Just a variation on the double undercut. That's sure to spice up your life in more ways than one. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. All right, so let's have a card chosen. Somewhere in the middle, let's see, we have the Two of Hearts. And somewhere in the middle of the deck is a Two of Hearts, but I want to find it, so all I got to do is snap my fingers, and there it is, the Two of Hearts. All right, so this is Ken Krenzel's one card middle pass. All right, so what you're going to do is dribble the deck like this and have somebody say stop. Now, once they do, you just have them take the top card of the lower packet, look at it, and then they put it back on top of the lower packet. All right, so in this case will be the Jack of Clubs. Now what's going to happen is you're going to dribble the cards back on top of there, but you're going to maintain control of that card, and this is how you do it. So when you dribble them back on, you want to do it just a fraction of an inch back like this. So when you start dribbling, it'll be like this, all right? So the initial dribble, it got you a jog, but the rest of the dribble is messy on top. So what you're going to do now is lift up at that jog created by that dribble and just lift up and get a break above that card. So again, it's like this. You have a card chosen. We have the Eight of Clubs. Begin the dribble, but move back and then dribble like this. So you're like this. The first card goes on like an in-jog at first. You dribble those on, and then you just move forward like this. So it's a big mess. And the reason behind squaring up this hand coming over is because you want to square the deck up. So you just come over at the jog and a squaring motion, and you have your break. All right, so now what you're going to do to get it on the bottom is take your pinky, and then all you're going to do is sort of move it out. All right, so you're just moving that card out like this. You can see what's happening. Just apply a downward pressure, and the card is just going to come out of the break. All right, so you just move down or move the whole deck up, whichever you want to do, like this, and then your other fingers are on top of it as well to help that come out. All right, so essentially all that's happening is this: you move the deck up besides that one card, which the fingers maintain like this. It just moves it out of the deck. All right, so that goes into your hand, and then you dribble all the cards on top of that. All right, so if you do it like this, though, the normal way, like, it kind of be seen at first. All right, so you want to have some misdirection so they can't see that first card going on, which is coming out of the middle of the deck. All right, so you want to make eye contact with them when you do that dribble. But if you want to do it on camera to make it completely invisible, here's what you can do. So we have a card chosen. Say we have the Nine of Hearts. Now all we're going to do is move the deck forward, all right? So it shades it. So I'm moving like this, but I'm already here. This is the real position that's happening, all right? So I'm already here, but I'm just moving forward, hiding that card, but it's already on bottom. So again, fully exposed, you have your break on top of your card, the Four of Hearts, like this with your jog technique. So you're going to move the deck up, which gets the card out. Move forward to hide it. So you're here, this whole hand hides everything as you move forward like this. As you do that, just dribble the cards on top, and you are a true master at the playing card deck. So here's a nice trick you can do that utilizes some card controls, or one card control, whichever one you like the best, that's the one you use, all right? So for this, we just need a card selected, all right? Doesn't matter which one it is. Maybe this one right here is fine, all right? So remember that card. All right, I won't look, well, we'll just put it back in the middle, and then we'll even give it some cuts like this, just to make sure it's really lost, and give it a shuffle as well. All right, so the question is, what is your card? More importantly, where is your card? So to answer it, or to ask it really, we'll just have to use a question mark. I'll just make a question mark of sorts with this deck here like this. And you can see that this sort of resembles a question mark, all right? So, you know, without the dot, without the point, there is no question mark. So we just do that. And now we can ask the question, what is your card? And we answer it. There, the 10 of clubs. So at first glance, this trick, you know, it might seem amateur. It might seem like it's too easy, and people won't like it, or they won't get a reaction out of it. But I'm here to tell you they do, because I've done this trick for a lot of folks, and when I go back to them, they're like, "Hey, do that question mark trick." They're always asking about the question mark trick. It's always the tricks like this, you know, with the hooks, like with this things that people can remember, like images and strong hooks and things like that. They remember the most. And with this question mark trick, they remember that question mark, and then their card is there, and then that's a very strong and powerful memory for them to have. And so this trick falls in the category, and I really hope that you use it. I mean, it's self-explanatory. All I got to do is have a card chosen, control it to the top, and we'll use the 4 of clubs. All you got to do is spread the deck like a question mark, like this, and then say, "Oh, I forgot the point." There's no question without the point, so you just do that, and that's the top card. You just do that. Oh, there's the point. The question is, where's your card? We can answer it like this. Boom, there's the card. Alright, so those are the card controls in Card College Volume 1. If you liked this video, if you got some value out of it, if you learned something new, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit subscribe. It would mean the world to me. It would help me out more than you think. Until next time, happy practicing. I love you guys.